committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 6 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening. I'm Myra Ruiz. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 6. New at 6 in the wake of yesterday's historical decision by the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade in favor of state-led abortion decisions. Many people gathering in response in downtown Greenville today. The Bands Off Our Body rally happened earlier on Main Street. You can see quite a few people there holding signs. Most of them there are in support of reproductive rights. Now, we spoke to people on both sides about their concerns.
If you don't own your body, you don't own anything. And I think people should have bodily autonomy. I'm also concerned about my daughter. I have a daughter, childbearing age. And that's the reason I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, anybody on the pro-life side, just like me, I'm sure was extremely excited. It's been way too long. We all know the statistics. I mean, it's millions and millions of babies every year that are aborted that could have became humans just like you and I. So we're super pumped that Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Several hours into that rally, police tell us things actually got pretty heated and they ended up arresting 6 people. Take a look at this video. It comes to us from Off the Grid, Greensville's Instagram, Off the Grid Greenville, their Instagram page, and they shared it with us tonight. You can see that huge group of people gathering on the corner there. This is along Main Street, and police say this was an event that was supposed to last an hour and have about 100 people present, but 400 to 500 people actually showed up for this rally. And at one point, officers ended up having to separate opposing sides of the issue due to the city's picketing ordinance. But several times, they tell us, people from both sides tried to cross the street, and that's when they were there to intervene. You can see them in the middle of the intersection right there. Now, one violator ended up being arrested after multiple warnings about crossing the street, and this led other protesters to interfere, and they were also arrested as well. Of course, we're going to have more on this story coming up tonight at 10. And we are also following a news alert now, a landmark bipartisan gun bill now signed into law. Today, President Biden signed the Safe Communities Act. It makes it harder for young people to buy guns. It also denies firearms to domestic abusers and helps officials temporarily take away weapons from those who are deemed dangerous. President Biden says it will help save lives.
Their message to us was do something. I don't know how many times we heard that. Just do something. For God's sake, just do something. Well, today we did. While this bill doesn't do everything I want, it does include actions I've long called for that are going to save lives.
The move comes with the Supreme Court's decision to overturn New York's restrictive gun law, which now gives Americans the right to carry a concealed weapon in public. And we are continuing to remember the life of Spartanburg County Deputy Austin Aldridge. He was killed in the line of duty on Tuesday while responding to a domestic call. Last night, many people in the community came together to honor his memory, along with law enforcement agencies and firefighters as well. You can see them there holding candles there for this vigil. Many people lighting those candles and supporting each other during this tough time. And the family of Deputy Aldridge is preparing to lay him to rest. The funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow at 4. It will happen at the church at the mill in Moore on Anderson Mill Road. There will be a procession taking place before that at 3 o'clock, and we will bring you live coverage of this over the air of both the procession and the funeral service taking place tomorrow. And another big story we are following, of course, is the weather. We want to get a look at your forecast with First Alert meteorologist Brian Bachman. I must tell you, it definitely felt more refreshing today.
It really did. You know, we got such an assist from those clouds that actually kind of hung out for the first half of the day. So maybe not as sunny as folks would have liked, but otherwise it would have been hotter and more humid. So take the winds where you can get them, I suppose. As we head into tonight now, we're going to see the clouds linger for a good portion of this evening. But good news is that those early clouds also did help to keep a lot of the showers shower and storm activity out of the picture for today, but looks like now as we head into the second half of the weekend, that'll change. In the meantime, temperatures out there this evening at 87 in Greenville. We're in the low 80s around Lawrence, 81 in Greenwood, low 80s, that is, to upper 70s in parts of the mountains as well. Asheville at 79, Waynesville 76. And, it's been a pretty muggy day all told, but, with the lack of high heat, hard to call that oppressive humidity out there, even where dew points are in the low 70s, just making kind of for more of a, balmy kind of summer day out there with those earlier clouds. And some overrunning clouds here on First Alert Radar again this evening. Looks like some showers and storms bubbling up in Tennessee or trying to cross into the mountains. So you might pick up a widely isolated downpour in a few spots there this evening, but chances are quite low as the bulk of the storm activity that's developed today is staying pretty well north of the region. That'll change as we head into tomorrow when we get a stronger impulse of energy sinking south into the area. Plus, we're expecting a greater share of sunshine on our Sunday. So do be on the lookout tomorrow afternoon for some more pop-up showers and storms. Let's walk you through it here on Future Track. Going from the 8 o'clock hour this evening, again, maybe a hint of a light shower in parts of the mountains early this evening, but partly to mostly cloudy skies elsewhere. That's pretty much going to be the norm as we head into the late evening, overnight hours as well. Watch out for some patchy fog, too, first thing on our Sunday morning in parts of the mountains. That actually what's being indicated in that green there, not necessarily rain, just more some areas of fog because of the muggier air mass that's in place. Then around midday tomorrow and then progressing south into the afternoon, we'll watch for some showers and storms to bubble up in the daytime heating. Not expecting severe weather, more just your classic daytime heating. Showers and storms that bubble up in the afternoon, carry on into the early evening, fizzle out briefly tomorrow night, but then we'll watch for the possibility of a larger cluster of storms rolling in ahead of a cold front heading into the mountains after about midnight or so tomorrow night. But as far as your upstate forecast is concerned, looking ahead to the second half of the weekend, after lows tonight dip into the 60s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Isolated storms again a possibility tomorrow as we peak around 90 degrees. And then upper to mid 80s Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday look to be the stormiest days of the next 7 because of a slow moving cold front that'll be moving into the area. But beyond that, again, pretty typical summer weather continuing for the next 7 days. In the mountains, temperatures a little bit milder, 84 for tomorrow, 82 on Monday. And again, with that increasing likelihood of more widespread storms Monday and Tuesday, even a brief day where we only hit the 70s coming up on Tuesday, and then continuing with isolated storm chances through the end of next week. Myra?
Brian, thank you. New information tonight. 2 earthquakes hitting near Asheville this morning. The United States Geological Survey says the first earthquake happened around 10 miles north of Asheville just after midnight. Now, the quake had a magnitude of 1.9. The second earthquake happened just a few seconds after the first one and not too far away. It had a magnitude of 1.8. And developing now, the Anderson County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help after a man was found shot to death last month. The Sheriff's Office was called to Keys Street back on May 26th, and that's where deputies found 50-year-old Leo Ailment Hippolito lying in the road. He died at the scene. The coroner says that he was apparently riding a bicycle when he was shot. If you have any information about what happened, you are asked to contact the Anderson County Coroner's Office. And in Asheville, police are asking for help in the investigation of a head-on crash that killed a man. It happened last night around 10:40 p.m. near the 1400 block of Hendersonville Road. Police say a Mazda sedan crossed the center line and hit another vehicle. Investigators say 51-year-old John Charles Fry Jr. was a passenger in the front seat of the Mazda. He died at the scene. There were other people from both vehicles who were taken to the hospital. Their conditions are not being released at this time. Anyone with information about what happened is asked to contact Asheville Police. And for the latest on these stories and news anytime, be sure to download our Fox Carolina News app. Just go to the App Store or Google Play and search Fox Carolina to find it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 6, and make sure you tune in at 10 for the 10 o'clock news.